Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's been a long time since I've said that, but Happy New Year. PALTI AC is back. Marto, welcome back.
Kaz, we are back. Yes, we've seen St. Nick come and go down the chimney and back up again. We've seen old acquaintances reacquainted, celebrated family and friends being around. And now it's down to business. Let's get back into it. As the tips are back.
It's awesome to have you back. Now, there is a man missing, and I'm not sure whether it's because he's still in a food coma post Christmas and New Year. So if he's eaten and drunk that much that he hasn't woken up, word has it that the man, the great man, has got a bit of laryngitis.
Laryngitis. Oh, yeah, you've got to be careful what you put down your throat, don't you?
Well, you know what they say about Santa? You know why Santa doesn't have any children?
Why is that?
Well, he only comes once a year, and that's down the chimney. Now, my question, Tone, were you down that chimney? Is that why the throat is sore? We are, man. How have you been, Marto? Tell us about your festive season. What have you done? How have you been? How's everything? I mean, you're looking sharp.
Yeah, no, it's a good little 2 week break away from the tips. You and I both stayed off the page and relaxed, reset because, as you know, December was not a great month for us as a whole. But we have reset. We've celebrated Christmas. We've seen family. We've seen the grandkids, and we're refreshed and ready to go. I'm fired up. Magic Millions this weekend. Oh, they tried to stop it. They poisoned the turf on the Gold Coast track. The ground staff said, "We're not having that. We'll fix it."
Why would you do that, though? I mean, why would
I have
it?
no idea.
Like,
Complete idiot. Absolute twats.
like, it had me stuffed as well. I know they moved the races last week as a result of it, but I mean, why would anyone want
Oh,
that? It's got me.
it's to cause an interruption, and nobody's claimed responsibility for it. So, what is the point,
It was probably Al
really? But there's I don't what I don't like though. I want to make a point is if you're future betting for that first weekend on the Gold Coast,
Yeah,
everything still stands, even though the meeting has been moved to the sunny coast.
yeah,
None of your future bets have been refunded, so you can rebet. And let's face it, those two tracks do play a little differently.
yeah, of course, absolutely.
Um, every track does.
Yep.
And if you thought they were going to be swooping at the Gold Coast and they were leading at the sunny coast, then all your swooper bets are dead in the water. You can't get them refunded. That's one thing I don't like. But good on Queensland Racing for finding a track at short notice. And Sunny Coast really did turn it on that day. It was a great meeting.
And they've been able to. I think they flew up a curator from Melbourne to make sure that they could get the Gold Coast track up and running this weekend, which they have. But
Yeah, they put the news out today. They're
but
going ahead.
but it's bad enough that we've got some idiots that are trying to poison racetracks. Did you see
Mm.
what happened at Caulfield with the grandstand?
Oh, yeah, it's at a campfire. Hey, let's set a campfire and set the whole place alight.
Which again
Unbelievable.
is crazy because I know in my little circle of friends where we're talking shit,
Mm.
while we always blame one particular bloke for doing it, we said maybe, excuse me, was it possible that it was the Melbourne Football Club or the Mount Scopus school because that whole area is set for redevelopment and
Right.
maybe they wanted to redevelop things quicker, but unfortunately
Oh, I don't know.
the area because
What word is it was a bloke up from Wangaratta. It's pulled into the grounds for the night and set a campfire so he could cook his dinner, and it's got a bit out of control. And well, look what happened. Then same thing again. All these Caulfield Heath bets get moved to Mornington track, and they still stand. The Mornington loves leaders. Caulfield Heath tends to play fair. So again, you're losing out on bets, and the bookies are cleaning up.
it'll be very, very interesting.
Unbelievable.
We say that that guy was there lighting a little campfire, but do you think it could have been a campfire that was encouraged by someone so that we can continue
Well,
with some beautiful works and upgrades on
it's
those?
always possible, isn't it? Cause your own demolitions job.
Terrible,
Send him
terrible
in.
way. It is. It's terrible that we even, or that I even think that way. But I guess my philosophy in a lot of things is if you're going to catch a crook, you got to think like
Mm.
one.
Yeah, true.
But it is. We've got some beautiful racing around the country. Magic Millions, huge. Unfortunately, I guess you go into it a little bit bittersweet.
Yeah, yeah. We had the old King Kirk was would have won. Let's say would have
Yeah,
won.
you can say it. You can say that now because
We can say that because no one can prove me wrong.
So,
But yeah, a little bittersweet, and I do think it does really open up the race. There's a couple also in there that might have done a bit better as well, but they're listed emergencies and probably won't get a run as well. So
massive.
I do think it's pretty open.
Look, we'll get to those races afterwards,
Yeah,
but we'll go through our main little bits and pieces. But before we do that,
let's do it.
I know that Tony was really impressed with a punter that we had that was throwing up some tips there on the page.
Oh,
Billy something Greek name. I think he would have been Greek.
Billy. Yes, he did well.
Sounded like a Greek to me the way that his surname was. I can't pronounce it now. But he had a couple of cracks, a couple of days, and Tone was really impressed. I'm pretty sure that Tone backed all of them and made an absolute fortune.
He would have cleaned up. He'd have a fat wallet if he followed him in because Billy's decided to share some information with us if he didn't see the page. And what was it? 70% of that information come through. So well done, Billy. Thanks for sharing, mate. Good on you.
I was pleasantly surprised because, like, whilst I have access to who's part of the group and stuff, I don't go looking for names and stuff like that.
Mhm.
He hasn't posted before, and he probably saw his window of opportunity, went in and had a crack. So Billy, well done. Tone, anytime you want us to maybe tee you up, you and Billy go head to head. I know we lost Brian, and I know you weren't happy with him, but now we've got another B grader in Billy. So welcome aboard.
Yeah.
All
Happy to have you a part of the family, Billy. And any other time you get some mail, feel free to share them in the comments, mate.
yeah. Well, it was interesting because you know how you say 70%. All the tips that
I'll
he
suggest.
no, I'm pretty sure he was well. He went pretty well, but
You
everything
did.
that he sort of tipped was heavily supported.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a good sign. It's a sign that either either we move markets, or he knows something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably on the latter. He's probably got the right mail
That's what
from
I
the right
probably
source,
reckon.
and that mail's come out later. Maybe the ownership group got on as well, but yeah, most of those tips that won, they come in at least $1, didn't they, from a starting price?
Yeah, so
So well done again, Billy. Thanks, mate.
absolutely. Now with us, episode 32, 32, the number I used to wear when I played a bit of footy, actually, number 32. So episode 32 AC. Here we are, back to get some winners, and we're going to kickstart with Kickstarters. And I know before we get to yours and mine, the great man who's got laryngitis, who can't be here because of that, has actually sent through some tips, and I'm here and I'm going to announce them. So, where are you, Tone? Tone's Kickstarter, or Kickfarter, because we haven't been winning. Sorry, Tone.
Where's he going?
He's going to Flemington, race one, number 3,
Racing
Zarpo.
headquarters. Oh,
Zarpo it is, and it's got one of his famous and favourite jockeys who he has sacked many a time, said he's dodgy, said he's a crook, but he's gone for him, and that's Houston. So race one, number 3,
right.
Zarpo, $3 with Ryan Houston, the claiming apprentice, on going for a couple of wins in a row. What do you think, Marta? Can it win?
Possible, but to be honest, I have Acton on Verba, the top weight on with Daniel Moore. Daniel for Danny O'Brien stable. Zarpo, I don't know. Ooh, did he just pick the favourite out there? Not sure. No, it's got 2 wins, but it's they're not big wins really. Anyway, good luck, Tone. I hope you get up to a good start with Ryan Houston claiming 3, bringing him down to the 56.5 kilos. Your every chance of getting there.
He is. I'm on one in this race as well. But
Oh, did you go the 2?
no, I've gone Rubiquity.
Oh, Ubiquity. Yes.
Because I watched its last start, and I remember seeing they interviewed the trainer beforehand, and they were expecting it to improve. If you go back and watch the race, it couldn't get through on the fence. It's
Held
stepping up
up.
1400. Yeah, it's seriously held up and still only was beaten half a length. Not saying that it wins, but I tend to watch those things and then have a crack afterwards and lose more, or maybe get it right. So yeah, but good luck, Tone. Zarpo sounds like a clown to me. Hopefully it's not a clown for all of us. Where are you going, Marto? Because I know I'm in race 2 at Flemington, but you are in
Yeah,
race. Go
I'm
for it.
going to head up to the Gold Coast. Start us off today. Race 1 on the Gold Coast. A Tony Gollan special with the superstar Mark Zara in the saddle. General Boom, the top weight. Now, this thing, it was trialled up for a winter prep, but Tony Gollan's decided to put him back in the paddock. So we actually haven't seen this one since September 2023. And form is Frank from that race with it ran second behind what was it? Flag Hall. Flag Hall went on and won a couple of races after. 5-year-old gelding now, and his last trial is what excited me. I mean, he was held together. I mean, it could have been on a statue. It was held that tight, and he won quite easily by a couple of lengths. Very, very soft to the line. Being by Spirit of Boom, he's going to love the wet, and the rain is coming to the Gold Coast as well. We've drawn barrier 4, Zara on board, likely to go forward. If not leading, then sit behind the pace, and very, very strong chance.
Yeah, I got a bit of weather forecast mail from my mate Noe I was talking to earlier this
Oh,
evening,
yes.
and he was saying it's currently, I think it's a soft 6, but they reckon it'll be a heavy 8. So they are expecting
That's fine.
they're expecting plenty of rain. So Mark, thank you for the track update. We would have also seen on the page, you see Rachel went out.
On the Gold Coast beach.
Yeah, they actually thought she was a jockey. That's why all the jockeys were happy to have photos. They thought that she was,
Good on her.
because I mean Rachel's originally from New Zealand, be it that she's been here a long, long time, but she's still got that little. There's certain things that people say or she says that you might still think, oh, she's a Kiwi. There's not
Right.
many, but I reckon she would have sucked them in good and proper. She could have said anything. She could have said she was, I don't know, Oppie Bossum's cousin or something, and they probably would have believed.
Yeah, good on her. Why not?
Absolutely.
Get in there and have some fun.
So yes, now that's you at Golden Boom, or no, sorry, General Boom.
General Boom. Tony Gollan special.
It's a very, very open race. I had a look at it. I couldn't find
It
it.
is.
Couldn't find anything to beat you. I couldn't find anything.
Ooh,
You.
I don't know about that. I like the Joey Pride Charlotte Gold. It's actually been tipped on that Sportsbet page. But this barrier 17, I think, is going to trouble it.
It's the race favourite at the moment. That Charlotte.
Well, I think they're equal favourites, but yeah.
All right. Well, good luck, Marto. I hope you kick started well up there. I am going back to Melbourne. I'm staying at Flemington, and I'm going race 2, number 2. I'm setting up the ducks, and it's called Cigaranya or Cigaraya Rock.
Cigaria Rock. Cigaria.
All I know is it sounds like a sangria to me. Well, I'd love a sangria. I love the idea of drinking heaps. Unfortunately, I'm not. But it's $3.80. Look, it has drawn barrier 14, and some might say, "Oh, that's not good." But I don't see a lot of pace in the race, and I think that if it can get across early enough, easy enough, it will either dictate and lead, or it will just sit off them and pounce. It's had 2 runs at 1,600. It steps up to 2,000. It is $3.80 favourite. Jai McNeil's on it. Pretty good jockey, considering all the other greats, or the better jockeys, the more informed. They're heading out, chasing the money. Can't go wrong with Jai McNeil. That's good enough for me to lead and win.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. I do have, I do. I found it also a little bit open. I had Cigaria Rock on top with Colour Our World. The problem with Colour Our World is Dean Yendel's back on, and he's never won with that horse. So he's 0 from 2 with that horse. So, yeah, let's go with Cigaria Rock. Drawn barrier 14. Don't worry about that. Jai McNeil will put him in a great spot and lead him round and take him to the line. first past the post, 2,000 meters. Good on you, Taz. Let's get us off to a great kickstart for the day.
I love it, and I love the fact that you've just given me a winner for the future, because if Dean Yendall can't win on that thing that you've just said,
Yeah,
I'm going to back at next start when Yendall's not on it.
that's right. Yes.
So now, have you had a little look elsewhere before we get to your main bet? Because we want to get the main bets and then we'll go to the
Oh,
and talk. Have you had a little sticky beak? Anything else? Anywhere?
um, yeah, I'm just going to pull it up. Rates. No, I'm not going to actually pull the horse
Hang
up,
on.
but
No, mate, we're a PG rated program, mate. You can't pull it up here.
ooh, I didn't say pull it off. I said pull it up.
All
I don't mind the way that Elphinstone won the last start. I think she's found a bit of form again. You'll find her in race 9 at Flemington at $9 odds. I think it's very much an each way bet in that race. Also very, very open. Barrier 13 is a little concern. We do get Bo Mertens on, which is not too bad, but no, this horse does love the trip over 1,600. She's run, she won 2 from 4 at 1,600 and placed in another. So I think from barrier 13, she'll find a nice little spot and have plenty of room down the straight to come home. Nice little each way bet in race 9 for you.
Are you happy with the firm tracks down here that we're going to get? Because we're not going to get more.
I think she likes the dry, mate. And yeah, I don't think she's going to have a problem with that dry track. She actually performs better. She's actually 7 from 10 won or placed on a dry track, and she's only 3 from 4 on a wet track. So she does prefer the dry. The McAvoys have run her on the dries predominantly. So I think she might be a little surprised in race 9.
Nice, I'll have a look at it. I know a mate of mine's got one of his horses, his mates. So it's a mate of mine's got his mate's horse running around that one long day. If
Oh
you
yeah, again.
tipped it, yeah. So they were going to take it over to Tassie. They chose not to. They scratched it from the Burrum Beat Cup when they were going to back it up a week later. He's
Right.
always thought that this horse will get over a bit of ground. I think it's over 1,600. Look, its last start wasn't bad. It ran second. You could have said, oh, maybe it was expected to get over the top, but for a young horse, it's won 3 races. It's been placed once and it's missed the boat completely. It's progressive enough. Will I back it? I don't know. I really want to have a look to see the pattern of
Yep.
racing. It's $11. But I like one on Friday night that I think is literally
Oh,
going to be a bank builder. I think
right.
so. It's a horse that's trained by David Hayes. I'm just going to find the race that it's in. It's pretty short. Here it is. Pakenham tomorrow night. Race 5, number 11. Cinch. Cinch.
Oh, sinker. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Moore's on it. Look, it's had 2 starts for a third and a fourth. Its last start, it was rocketing home. And I think that now with, again, a little step up in distance, it's going to be perfectly suited. It's currently about $2.10. It's short. I don't always back favourites, but I do
Yep.
like a favourite like that into something else. So that way,
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Multi up.
yeah. So like for example, I take it into Elphingston, I get 18 to 1 Elphingston because that's the way I see it.
Yep.
And then it's worth backing Elphingston at $18 because of the value.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That said, of course, it gets beaten and I'm done. But
You normally have a backup multi for place, don't you?
not when they're that short. Not when they're that short.
Uh, you'd have yours to win into maybe Elphiston to place. And what would you get? Maybe $6?
No, what I've done in the past there, Mutto, is because of the bonus bet thing. Sometimes
Yep.
I throw a third one in that I genuinely like.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a free hit, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
so
bonus
that
bets.
way, so I think this thing wins, and then I look at my next best, for example, and I say this thing wins. So, and then I'll have those outright. Let's say it's a little double, so it might be $2 in a 250. So you got $5, and then you throw in a third one at 8,
Yep.
and that way all of a sudden it's huge. And of course, if
Sure.
the third
Sure.
one, if let's say it's Elphingston and it runs second, you get your bonus bet. So at least
Yep.
you're not really losing.
Yeah,
Uh,
cool.
So that's the way I sort of tend to like to do it. Now, that's my
All
thing
right.
for tomorrow. Now, Saturday, back to Saturday.
Back
Uh,
to Saturday. We can
I'll
looking at
give you,
Magic Millions yet?
I'll start with Tones. Tones
Yeah.
titanium tip.
Okay.
As Tone would say, ladies and gentlemen, go out and get the thickest red texture that you can find so that you can put a line straight through this one. Tone has gone to Flemington again, race 5, number 1, Booney.
Ooh.
Very interesting. Um,
Yes.
if it was Tone talking about it, he would tell you good jockey, been racing well, honest jockey, nice name, loves a beer. I've backed it before, going to the well, all those sorts of things. But I do think it's a chance. It's $5.50. What do you reckon?
If the track plays well to the leaders, yes, he's going to be up front. Just worried about that little top weight up against New York last year. I think New York last year is probably one of the better bets of the day if Jamie Carr turns up to ride well.
Yeah,
Obviously, it depends on how she rides. And I'm just going to look at the speed map now. New York last year is also a leader. So
yeah.
there's probably 4 or 5 leaders in this race. Obviously, they won't all try and lead, but a couple of them will, and they'll be pressing the pace. One of those 2 horses is going to be sitting right behind the pace and get the dream run. Yeah, can Jamie Carr get New York last year out, or will Bernie just hang on from the front with the 3 kilo claimer?
I've got a question for you. Where does Trapeze Warrior map the Stokes horse?
Trapeze Warrior, race
Number
5, number
4.
6. I don't actually have it in my numbers.
Okay.
But again, it's another one that's going to want to lead or sit on speed. There's a
That's
lot of speed in this race, so it really does set it up for something maybe coming from the back, doesn't it?
It does indeed, and that's why I mentioned it because I looked at that race and look, Booney's been around. We love horses with names of, let's say, celebrities, footballers, cricketers,
Cricketing legend. Yeah,
there's Cottagio, Bazusto, there's all sorts of them. Um,
sure.
Lockyer is another one. We've
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, very, very tough race. But good luck, Tone. I haven't got
Yeah.
the uh, I haven't got the big red texter out because
Oh, there's a chance.
I think it's a chance, and I'm going to put it out there for you, Tone. I want you and Booney to win. So that's me done for Tone. Marto, you
Cool.
back to the well on a horse as well that I think you've tipped before that loves the
Really?
wet,
Yeah, actually, I did. Yep.
loves the
We're going. Absolutely loves the wet, and I was praying that the rain would come. And I looked at the
yes,
forecast today. There's rain today. There's thunderstorms tomorrow. Get that Wyong heavy track rating up and running because we are going to Wyong race 4 on Exelatus. And I tell you what, Joey Pride doesn't miss too many times when he gives his horse a 7-day backup. He has gone to Wyong, also hoping for the rain. We've got Alicia Collard on there, which maybe a little bit dubious, but from Barrier 5, it's a beautiful, beautiful map. And this horse absolutely swims. Forget about Iona Merck. He's going to try and run them off their feet, but I think the track will be too heavy for him. Exelatus screaming in from behind the pace. And let's go. Very,
yeah.
very good odds at $6.50, especially with that rain coming in.
There's plenty of rain. I mean, I don't because it's Wyong. Wyong doesn't stand out to me as a sort of track that I've watched with biases where they just lead or just come from behind. I think it's normally a pretty fair track too, isn't it? Everything can win.
Why you might be thinking of Wagga. Wyong does tend to
Or does it?
usually play forward. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But
Especially when it's wet.
well, is that going to help us then?
Definitely. Definitely. Exelatus. I mean, Exelatus gave sorry, Exelatus is way, way down in weights this time. It's 59 kilos, I think he ran that last week.
Yeah.
And he's got about 6.5 kilos weight relief on Iona Merck this week.
Yeah.
Yes, it steps up in grade, but he's here because of that 1350 trip. He's around a 13 to 1400 meter horse and because of the rain.
Okay, well, I don't know how the track plays. I'm a bit concerned, but I have found one as well at the
The
same
same
time.
race?
No, same place.
Oh, same place. Yep.
Same place. So I'm going to lead straight in with mine because I've gone to race six, number three, Headley
Oh,
Grange.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Now, Hieronymus, I think that's his name, isn't it? He's riding it.
Yeah, they. Yep.
I'm not sure who's training this, but this horse
Joey
probably.
Pride. Joey
So
Pride
we're
again.
going for a double, aren't we? So
We
there.
certainly are.
So get on the Joey Pride double. That's interesting because I know we've liked horses before together, but we haven't necessarily picked a training double before.
I think you're right. Yes, it's
This
another
could be
horse that
third.
Headley Grange actually is an interesting runner. He runs well on all conditions,
Yeah, he
whether it be
does.
dry or heavy, and
Yep.
everything in between.
Yep.
Yeah, second
The,
up, it's a fair record as well. But yeah, the Hippo one is a big plus from
look,
barrier three. Very nice.
I think it maps well because the favourite in this, which is down the bottom, point and shoot, hasn't proven itself on any rain affected going. So to me,
True.
it's come from a country race meeting where it smashed them to starting favourite and running a drum, I think last week or 2 weeks ago in Sydney. I
In
don't
Randwick,
think,
yeah.
yeah, I don't think it should be favourite. I think it's a false favourite. The one I think that should be favourite is either Headley Grange or Invader Zim.
The Invader, yeah, yeah.
Now, the way I see the map of this race is Invader's drawn barrier one, and I think that it probably will race a little bit more forward than us. And
Mhm.
what we will probably do with Headley is just watch Invader. And when Invader is ready to go, we go with it. And then I think we end up getting over the top of it. I think that the shooting point will be out the back, and
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to take a chance that either it just doesn't get there or hope that it doesn't handle the going. But Headley Grange, great race record. As you said, dry, slow, heavy, no problem.
That's
Um,
right.
it was 2 from 2 prior to its placing first up. It hasn't won second up, but it's been placed, and I think
It's been close.
Hieronymus, yeah, Hieronymus is a positive. It's $5. Don't be surprised if it starts shorter, is my opinion, and I
Oh,
reckon.
definitely. When they get that official track downgrade, I think that point and shoot, the odds will just blow out. They could reverse. I think Invaders Zim and Headley Grange could be around the 350, 380 mark.
Yeah,
Point and shoot will drift out to $5 plus because of the wet track.
yeah, that's what I think. And you
That's
know
my
what?
opinion.
And again, that to be fair, because we don't have the inside knowledge on point and shoot. Maybe it's shown that much to them that it can handle it. We don't know that. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
And based
it's
on
a Bjorny Baker
exposure,
horse, and he's put Zach Lloyd on, so he's obviously got wraps on it.
Bjorn Baker in the last, though. Remember we say that Bjorn Baker in the last.
Yeah, but this was in the middle. We'll
Well,
save him for the last.
yes, we should. Now, what else has been going on, Marto? Have you been watching the cricket and Sam Constas, another Greek
Oh yes,
Australian? What do you reckon?
Sam. How good's that? How brave is he? Just taking on the veteran colleague. I don't care who you are. I'm the new
What
kid
do
on
you
the
reckon?
block.
Do you reckon he's got to pull his head in a bit, or do you reckon
No,
he's
I
okay?
like a little bit of arrogance and confidence about a young fella coming in, making his way into this big wide world of cricket and onto the international scene. He's now got a name for himself already. He's only played a couple of test matches, and everybody around the world knows who he is. Good on him. He
I
put the runs
tend,
on the board first innings to back it up too.
I do tend to agree, but I think he's got to be careful because you do need to show a little bit of respect. And whilst
Oh,
I think like his first innings, he made
yeah, for
60
sure.
and he was lucky, but his second innings, he made seven and he made two 20s and stuff. I know that the raps on the kid are that he can bat. I think he
Hmm.
needs to bat. I think he's come out and made a statement, which is fine. I've heard some interviews with him post um, the Test series, and he speaks well.
He does.
I think he's very well supported. So the information that he's getting from the people around him is really positive. I think he's got a great career, but I just hope that he can rein it in just a little bit,
Oh, look,
so that way he gets the runs on the board, and then he
I'm
can.
sure that he will because, like you said, he's got the right people around him. Yes, he's 19 years old. He's just exploded onto the international scene and made a statement. Let's not forget that Collie was the one that changed direction to run into him first to
I
give that
look,
little shoulder
no,
chat, give
I
him a
don't.
nudge and said, pull your head in, son. And he said, well, I'm here. I'm making a statement. It was sort of a clashing of heads. He stood his ground. He didn't back down. But yeah, okay, there's got to be respect there because Colley's a legend of the game. But like you said, Constas has the right people around him. He will pull his head in. Let's not forget, David Warner exploded on the scene in a similar way. He was just a club cricketer and then exploded onto the international scene. And he's made a name for himself over the last 12 plus years.
I know, and I like David Warner, and David Warner came off the back of some big bash cricketing scores, and then he refined his game. I just hope that Constas, like he's earned his selection. I don't doubt that, but it's
Mhm.
Test cricket, and I think it's a
Yeah.
conversation that's been raising its head, and people are talking about it about is Test cricket changing? Are we bringing people in with that back crash and bash mentality? I mean,
Well,
openers
maybe
are there
so.
for the job.
Yeah, they are. And they've reignited the argument for 4-day tests again, which, again, I disagree.
I don't
I
like
think
it.
it should be 5 days. No, you won't. You'll have so many tests with no result. They'll be
Yeah,
they'll be playing for the tie, the draw.
yeah, but we don't like 3-day tests either. And I know the
No.
Indian camp were saying how if we were over there playing 3-day tests, we, as the Australian public and media, would be complaining about the wickets that are being prepared.
Mm,
And
I
here
don't
we've
doubt it.
got 3-day tests, and it's all rosy. So sometimes we can be a little bit contradictory,
Sure.
hypocrite. But
Yeah, we can. But I mean, we're passionate supporters, aren't we? So
yeah,
when we think we get a raw deal, we're all going to speak up. We're going to stand up.
what about the other Aussie abroad? Another Greek Australian. Because really, without the Greeks, what is Australia on the world stage? Guy
Who
by
are you
the
referring to?
name, Ange Postecoglou.
Oh yes, Big Ange at Tottenham. He's
And
he's made a statement in the EFL Cup first leg of the final last night against Liverpool.
yes,
Brought in a new keeper, kept a clean sheet, and beat Liverpool 1-0. Who